Ryan Little.
Hey Bellissimas, what is up? It's your girl Cynthia here for another video. And today is a very exciting day because the day that this video is going up, it is my 21st birthday. You guys, I'm finally 21. It's very exciting because this is the time that I think everyone waits for the longest to turn to. You know, I was like, I'm so excited to be 18, and then I turned 18, I realized it's not that exciting. But anyways, Bellissima, this is what I wanted to do for my 21st birthday. I don't know if this is the exact same look I'm gonna recreate. I'm probably gonna do something maybe a little different. I'm hoping to go get myself some lashes. As you can tell, I'm not wearing falsies, and this look would be probably a lot better if I had falsies. But unfortunately, with this quarantine, I don't have any falsies. Anyways, Bellissima, please enjoy this video, and I hope to see you guys later. Bye. Alright, Bellissima, so like I probably already explained in the intro, I cut off a little too much of my brow. You know what? I'm gonna roll with it. The cool thing about makeup is that you can cover literally practically anything. So I'm not too worried about my brows, and I don't think they look too bad. Anyways, let's just jump into this tutorial. So what I'm gonna do first is take my Milk Vegan Moisturizer. This stuff, guys, is so good. Super thick. I'm trying not to show my nails, guys, right now too much too, because I've been having a lot of anxiety lately with this whole coronavirus quarantine thing. I was doing really good about not biting my nails right before the quarantine. Like, they had grown out a lot. I'm gonna actually show a clip right here because they had grown out significantly. I'm really trying to stop that bad habit. Right before quarantine, I bought argan oil because this is what was helping me out a lot at work. It's the Jose Moran argan oil, 100% amazing, you guys. Now I'm taking my All Nighter Urban Decay face primer. This is the new gripping primer that they have, and then I'm just rubbing it in my skin, but I don't want to rub too much. It's more of like a pressing motion, like you're pressing it into your skin. I have a huge problem with primers in general because a lot of the times they don't keep my makeup on. A lot of times I see like little bunches, you know, when like they turn into balls and like on your skin. You don't want that. Okay, so this is the most important part, obviously. It's my brows. And right before quarantine, I actually took a sample home of some pomade from work because mine was drying out like crazy and I didn't have money to buy one at the time. It's the Kat Von D pomade in the shade dark brown. No, this one's medium brown. I got it a little lighter just because my brows are normally really dark. So I'm obviously gonna show you guys how I do this brow because this is the one I cut off the most. And I just cut them off, by the way. So this is my first time attempting to do a brow without any tail hairs. As you can see, what I normally do is I just draw a little line right underneath my brow. That'll kind of give me a guideline. And then right on the tail, I'm just gonna drag it out a little bit like that. Of course, you are gonna take concealer and clean this up, so it doesn't have to be perfect. At the top, I do like my brows to be a little bit thick. Not like thick, but like, you know. I just don't like seeing the little brow hairs coming out. I know some people do. This is drying out a little bit, so I am gonna go over a little bit more to make sure the color's all there. And then with the other side of the spoolie, you're just gonna brush up the top to create a little gradient, and you're just gonna do like that. So I'm taking my Too Faced concealer in the shade Porcelain by Too Faced. So with the concealer, pretty much you just wanna draw a nice clean line underneath it. The top, same thing, but you don't wanna start very low because you're gonna be pushing the product down. So I start like halfway and slowly drag it downwards. Okay, so it should look something like that. Obviously it looks kind of wild right now because I haven't done the other side. So I'm gonna do that right now and then I'll be right back. First things first, I'm gonna do my eye makeup. So I put some concealer on my eyes. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, absolute favorite. I really want to get the P. Louise eyeshadow base because I heard it's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna take my Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. I really like this palette because it has some really pretty pinks. I'm gonna mix a bit of Man Eater in the Huda palette, and I'm gonna mix this shade from the Morphe 39S palette. Really, really pretty palette, by the way. I haven't played around with this one as much as I want to. I'm taking this brush which I got in my Ipsy bag, so honestly anything that you have that is able to pack color in a specific area, it doesn't have to be super clean because we're gonna clean it, honestly perfect. So after I mix those shades, tap off any excess. So with that, I'm just gonna really pack it in the crease of the eye. So it should look like that. You really, with cut creases, you really want to be able to see a line when you cut. So you don't want to take it too high because it's going to look kind of wild if you take it too high. But you just want to make sure that your color is there. You don't need to worry too much about blending or anything like that. So now I'm going to take my brush. This is the Luxie 249 brush. It is a double-sided brush, but I'm taking this more precise blending brush. And with this one, you're going to want to take a lighter shade. So I'm going to take Demure, which is this shade right here in the Huda palette. It's a really pretty blending shade. Put that right on top and slowly start blending it out. And it doesn't have to be like a lot, like a little bit is enough, because you're just going to use that to help you blend out this shade. And you're just going to want to keep going in like back and forth motions. Be as light-handed as you can. I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm just going to use that to blend out everything together. With that clean blending brush, I am just dragging everything out. So now I'm going to take my Basanti contour eyeshadow brush number 4. So it's just like a really pretty tapered brush. I'm going to take Man Eater again and just slowly blend it in the inner part of the eye. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an even darker shade and I'm going in with my 39S palette again, and I'm taking this shade right here. And I'm taking my Morphe M506 brush, so it's a very small tapered brush. I am really going to focus it right on the outer corner of the eye. So this will give the eye more dimension and more depth as well. So obviously for 21st birthdays, you are out and about, so you do want to add a little bit of depth and dimension so that people can see your makeup when you're out at night. And I am putting that color, just the excess that I have on my brush, right in the inner part, but it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna clean it up, okay? So now that I have all those colors laid, it looks like a hot mess, right? Right. Now you're wondering, how am I gonna fix the hot mess? Like this, mira. Like this. You wanna know how I'm gonna fix it? Like this. Where did my concealer go? Okay, so I'm taking my Morphe M224 brush. So it is this flat concealer brush, and I'm taking my Too Faced concealer, and then I'm just gonna press the concealer in like that. And what I'm gonna do is relax my eyes. I'm not gonna look up, I'm not gonna look down. Well, actually you can look down, it doesn't matter. Do not look up, because if you look up, the concealer's gonna go all the way up and then it's gonna be a hella mess. So what I like to do is just relax my eye, like if I was like looking at someone like normal. And then as you can see, it did outline this little area here. So what I'm gonna do just a little bit more is I'm gonna raise my eyes just a little bit more like that, right? There's different techniques for this, by the way. There's lots of different techniques for this. What I like to do and what I've found works the best for me is just to pat the color or pat the concealer in rather than like swiping it. And you want to follow your natural eye shape already. So what I'm gonna do, because I think I did take it a little high, is I like to kind of cut the inner corner like this and drag it like that. So this inner part is gonna be clean. So again, I'm going to take my Morphe brush and I'm taking that darker shade that I used in my 39S. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack that color right on the edge of the concealer. So you want to do this step really, really slow. Some people go ham with it, but you want to blend little by little. So I'm going to blend just the outside of it first. So as you can see, the concealer, I'm slowly laying in that color on top of the concealer, but making sure that it blends really nice and evenly. So you really, really, really want to take your time with this part and blend out that edge. That's like the most important part out of the whole thing, in my opinion, is making sure that edge is blended. So what I'm gonna do is I'm taking this brush that I got in a BH Cosmetics set. It's the 11. So it's just a brush like that. It's really, really great for precisely packing on the color. So I'm gonna take this purple shimmer shade. It's hard to see on camera. And I'm just gonna pack that on into the middle of the crease with this brush. It's gonna really, really, really open up your eyes, give a little bit more, again, dimension. And then with this color up top here and mixing this shade, I'm going to put that in the inner corner. With the same brush, just try to do it on the other side if you can. I'm gonna put right in the inner corner of my eye. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this eye, and then I'll be back to finish this eye. All right, so I finished my eye look for now, and now I'm gonna go in with my foundation, concealer, you know the gist, everything else. I'm taking my Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. I've used this in other videos, absolutely adore it. Taking my beauty blender and blending that all over my skin. My skin's been breaking out like crazy, you guys. I don't know what's going on. My skin feels clogged, but I don't know. I just switched over to a new cleanser. I was using a drugstore cleanser for a while because I ran out of my high-end cleanser. Well, my Ola Henriksen cleanser. So I was using a drugstore brand. But my skin wasn't looking bad. But I just switched over to the Milk one. And I'm scared that's what's doing it, because I really wanted it to work, but I'm not sure. So I never feel like foundation in general gives me enough coverage, so obviously I go in with like a lot of concealer. But I'm just gonna do here on my nose. Okay, now we're gonna blend that out with the same beauty blender. I have to set my under eyes, so I'm gonna take my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I like to use a brush with this, so I'm just taking like a curved brush that kind of fits in that corner. I don't know how to explain it. Like a doe foot? No, that's not a doe foot.
A dome brush.
A dome brush, that's what it's called. And just pat it right into my eyes. I'm now gonna take my Princess Parquet palette by Tarte, and I really only use 2 shades, which are these last 2 shades in the palette. Now I'm gonna take my Makeup by Mario brush set with Sephora, and I'm taking the contour brush, which I actually really, really like, you guys. I feel like it's got such great quality to it, and it blends out my bronzer so nice. And just sticking it right here. So I just like to stick most of the color upwards here, and then I blend it slowly downwards. Okay, now what I always like to do is I actually like to take a little bit of translucent powder and go over it with that same brush, like a little bit, patting off the excess. And then we're gonna go over and blend. So I'm gonna pretty much do exactly what I did up top to the bottom. I'm gonna take my Visanti brush, which is this one, and I'm gonna go in with that mixture of Man Eater and that really pretty purple that I used in the beginning, and I'm just gonna pack that right on my eye. And I'm connecting that to the top part. Now I'm taking my Visanti brush and I'm going in with that darker shade that I used on the outer part, and I'm just blending that right on the outer part of the eye. I'm gonna spray my Morphe M560 brush with the Smashbox setting spray. And with this brush, I'm gonna take the top shade again, and I am just going to focus that color right in the inner part of my eye. Taking that shade too and applying it right under the brow bone. Okay, last thing I'm gonna do with my eyes, I'm taking my Artist Couture Spotlight Glitz glitter, and this I'm just putting a little bit in my inner corner as well. So I'm taking up Feisty in Tarte. It's one of their... I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup now, and I'm taking the Feisty blush by Tarte. It is my absolute favorite blush, and I don't really like to use blush very often. Now I'm obsessed with it because I love that shade so much, but I really don't like very pinky shades. This is more of like a neutral earthy tone shade. And now I'm gonna take my Makeup by Mario and Sephora collection brush. It's again more of a dome shaped brush, With that, I'm just going to pat it right on top of where I put my bronzer. I'm taking some on my nose. And then with the highlighter, taking my Amrezy highlighter, literally absolute favorite highlighter, and taking another Makeup by Mario brush. So before I do that, I'm actually going to spritz my face with some setting spray so it makes the highlighter go on a lot more intense. Same setting spray. Letting that set on the skin. Highlighter right on the... This is my favorite highlight. And on my Cupid's bow, I'm gonna take my eyelash curler, curl my lashes, and put on my mascara. I'm gonna fast forward this because it's not that exciting. So for lips, now that I finished my eyes completely, I think, yes. For lips, I'm taking my Liar Lip Liner by Urban Decay. I need to sharpen it. So I'm doing this new technique. I'm just doing a line here and a line here. We'll see how that works out, okay? And I'm just taking my Buxom Dolly lip gloss on top. Like I said, I want this to be obviously extravagant, but still soft. So on the bottom, I'm not doing a lot. And then this will also help blend out that lip line. I feel like pina colada. Okay, Bellissimas, so that is the final look. So this is like an example of what you could do for your 21st if you're turning 21 as well. I really like how it turned out, and I hope that you guys liked watching this video because it took me so long and it was just very frustrating because my makeup doesn't turn out always how I want it, but I really like how it turned out today. So that is it for today. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below to become a part of the Bellissima fam, because we would love for you guys all to be involved with our family. Also, don't forget to hit like if you want to see more videos similar to this one, or if you guys have any suggestions, please don't forget to comment them down below. Thank you so much for watching again. Love you, Bellissimas. Bye bye.